afternoon. I'm Krisanachkate. Welcome to APTN National News. Convicted BC serial killer Robert Pickton has been assaulted in a Quebec prison in what officials described as a major assault. In a statement, the Correctional Services of Canada confirmed that Pickton was the inmate involved in an assault on Sunday, May 19th. Pickton, who is 74 years old now, was transported from the Port Cartier institution to hospital for treatment. The agency declined to specify the nature or severity of his injuries. Robert Pickton was convicted in 2007 of 6 counts of second-degree murder in the deaths of women who disappeared from Vancouver's downtown east side. We'll have more on this in our evening newscast. The federal environment minister has issued an interim order to the petrochemical industry in the Sarnia, Ontario area to reduce toxic air pollution emissions. Residents of Sarnia and the nearby Amjanong First Nation have been complaining about poor air quality for weeks. They're blaming higher than normal benzene levels coming from several petrochemical plants in the area. Benzene is linked to some forms of cancer. The Environment Minister, Stephen Guilbeault, issued the interim order on Friday. It requires the companies to implement vapor control and venting measures to reduce benzene output levels. The order is for 2 weeks but could be extended up to 2 years, pending approval by the Governor and Council. Plans are moving ahead to build a shelter for Inuit women in southwest Ottawa. Last week, Ottawa City Council approved a motion to transfer this vacant lot in a residential area to the Ottawa Aboriginal Coalition. It's to build a shelter for Inuit women and children. At a public meeting last month, area residents voiced opposition to the proposal, saying they are concerned about safety. But Jessica Bradley, the councillor for the area, supports the shelter. A recent report by the Auditor General of Canada found that Public Safety Canada has not worked in collaboration with Indigenous communities to ensure fair policing is adapted to their needs. Kijata Alexandra Yvette Chizo met with the Abenaki Police Force to find out what it means to them.
J'aime vraiment ça. C'est vraiment un beau métier, là, puis j'ai la chance de pouvoir travailler chez moi, ce qui n'est pas donné à tout le monde, là.
Etienne Prudhomme has been a police officer for 3 years with the Abenaki Police Force in Odanak, his home community.
Je trouve que ça me donne un certain avantage sur, par exemple, certains collègues qui viennent pas d'ici, où ce que je connais les gens, puis que c'est plus facile d'approche lorsque je connais leur nom, puis qu'ils connaissent le mien aussi.
Ils n'ont pas besoin de passer à travers le poste au complet, là.
Eric Cloutier is the Abenaki Police Forces Director. He has worked for more than 26 years to maintain and develop the service.
Ben, la motivation première, c'est d'aider leur population, de les mettre en sécurité. Puis la deuxième, c'est de voir qu'on est une organisation qui est quand même très proactive. Donc, on met beaucoup de l'avant, puis on essaie de trouver des solutions pour améliorer justement les conditions de travail de tous les policiers. Puis de trouver des façons innovantes d'aider la population malgré qu'on est sous-financé.
That task is important to him, but holds many challenges.
Ben, ça me prend, exemple, un minimum de 12 policiers. Ben, si mon budget qui m'est donné ne m'en permet que pour en payer 6, j'ai un problème.
Pierre Simard is the General Manager of Quebec Association of First Nation and Inuit Police Directors, and he has some key needs.
La priorité ultime, c'est la reconnaissance des corps de police autochtones au Québec comme étant un service essentiel. Présentement, selon la loi au Québec, un corps de police autochtone n'est même pas considéré comme une police officielle, il est considéré comme une agence de sécurité au sens de la loi.
The findings in our last audit report on the First Nations and Inuit policing program are equally concerning.
This March, Auditor General of Canada, Karen Hogan, tabled her report on the First Nations and Inuit policing program. It denounced Public Safety Canada for not working in partnership with Indigenous communities.
This leaves First Nations and Inuit communities without the level of proactive and community-focused policing services that they should receive.
Mélanie Joannis is the director of the Office of the Auditor General. She says the report recommends a renewed approach.
C'est vraiment important de partir de la base. Quelle est la demande, quel est le besoin, et de s'assurer d'avoir une façon de le financer qui est équitable et qui peut permettre de débourser les fonds en temps important.
Following the Auditor General's audit, Public Safety Canada accepted the report's recommendations.
Bien, le but de faire une patrouille, c'est le devoir d'un policier, c'est de prévenir et réprimander le crime, mais c'est de nous montrer.
In addition, the Abenaki Police Force serves 2 communities.
Ce serait important d'avoir les effectifs nécessaires pour être doublés en tout temps.
Odanak, where the police station is located, as well as Wolinak.
Souvent de nuit, on va être seul. Parce que ça peut être dangereux, là, même si on se dit que Odanak et Wilnac, c'est des petites communautés, c'est tranquille. Mais non, il peut arriver n'importe quoi. On a la 132 qui passe à Odanak. Il y a un casino à Wilnac.
40 kilometers separate the 2 communities.
Quand on est sur la route entre Odanak et Wilnac, les ondes radio ils coupent, vu que ça ne se rend pas au centre. Donc, une meilleure onde radio, ça pourrait nous aider beaucoup aussi. On n'a pas de bureau là-bas. Lorsqu'il se passe des choses, on fait ça dans le véhicule. Ou il faut s'en venir jusqu'à Odanak pour pouvoir terminer notre situation.
Véronique Brunet is the spokesperson for the École nationale de police du Québec. She notes it is difficult to fill the classroom allocated to Indigenous trainees. So, as a solution, the school has begun to add non-Indigenous recruits.
Il y a certainement un gain d'échange culturel, de sensibilisation, de rencontres vers l'autre à faire en intégrant des non-autochtones dans une cohorte composée aussi de candidats autochtones.
However, Cloutier mentioned that continuing education is more difficult to access for Indigenous communities.
Souvent, nous, on va avoir l'information de l'école, mais une place qui s'est libérée pour enquête, par exemple. Mais OK, on applique, on donne notre nom. Ah, trop tard, la place est comblée. C'est toujours comme ça, donc on s'amasse, c'est très difficile d'aller se faire former en formation continue.
Je vais sortir du poste, je vais passer par la 132, remonter Wabanaki jusqu'au bout, près de Notre-Dame de Pierreville.
Meanwhile, for Prudhomme, contributing to his community's well-being is what pushes him to overcome various obstacles.
J'ai été cuisinier avant. C'est un travail j'étais très satisfait, j'avais beaucoup de plaisir, mais là, je termine ma journée, je rentre chez moi, puis je me dis que j'ai fait des petites différences dans la vie de certaines personnes, puis que ces différences-là, c'est important.
Kijate Alexandra Veillet-Chizo, APTN National News, Odanak.
We have to take a short break, but when we return, we will take you back to this year's Manito Ahbee Festival in Winnipeg. Welcome back. Up to 15,000 people were in attendance at this year's Manito Ahbee Festival in Winnipeg, with visitors from all across Canada and the US. And one event on Sunday sort of stole the show. How many premiers do you know who can dance men's chicken at a powwow? That's what many were saying at this year's festival as Manitoba Premier Rob Canoe shared his best footwork. Not only did he take part, he wanted to give back to the community by hosting a powwow special for the next 4 years at the festival. He hosted a men's chicken dance special with cash prizes, and the first place dancer also received a Champion Rob Canoe belt for bragging rights. Premier Canoe said in First Nations culture, when you are successful in life, you should share your success with the rest of your community.
For our family to go through the election last year and to have the great honor of serving the people of Manitoba as a premier, it just seemed like an important time to give back. And so we sponsored the special today. It was tons of fun. Chicken dance is like a high energy.
When I see the young kids dancing out there on the dance floor, singing on our stages, it's a reminder of why we have to keep this way of life going and going and going.
Our intrepid reporter Sierra Bettens also ventured off to the powwow and found one group who traveled all the way from the land down under to be here. The Aliwa Cultural Enterprise is an Australian dance group founded by Derek Nanoop Jr. Here's Sierra with that interview.
We're here at the Manito Ahbee Festival where the first day of celebrations have kicked off, and I'm joined here by Derek and Michael, who are from the Aliwa Enterprises, and they traveled here all the way from Australia to the festival. Derek and Michael, can you tell me a bit about your group?
Yeah, so we're the Aliwa cultural dancers, and Aliwa in my language means lookout, so the Lookout Dance Group. And we're a dance group from the southwest of Western Australia, particularly on the Noongar country or the Noongar Nation. Yeah.
I'm actually the didgeridoo player, traditionally known as the Yiraki. So Derek has asked me to join the group just over a few months ago, pretty much. So we're a startup, and yeah, we've been performing local to Perth, which is the west coast of Australia, for a few months now, and now we've been invited to come all the way over here.
Yeah, and tell me a bit about how you first heard about the Manito Ahbee Festival.
Yes, I was very blessed and honoured to be invited over here last year, and that was real eye-opening, and I think it's really important for us to create an Indigenous alliance, a global Indigenous alliance, and it kind of bridge that connection, and a lot of teachings between our two peoples last year, and we came over initially for Indigenous ways for suicide prevention and social and emotional well-being, and learned so much from the mob over here. Lucky enough to be invited back to share our culture, and I'm going to share a lot of our dances this year and songs.
Yeah, just pretty much supporting what Derek says. I did not attend last year, but I've been happy to join Derek to join him in this experience this year.
Awesome. Yeah, and I understand that you fundraised it yourself to come here. How did you kind of go about doing that?
Yeah, so I'm very lucky and blessed to have a strong community back home. The Indigenous community, I'm sure it's the same here. Everyone knows everyone and everyone's down for the cause. So yeah, very blessed to have such a strong supportive community that have helped us get over to Manito Ahbee this year. But yeah, I was so excited to get back, and yeah, just made it happen.
Yeah, I think we were just trying to reach out to our own community a lot. Derek is a really well-known dancer in our city, so yeah, a lot of people reached out to him to support him and support our group into coming over.
Yeah, and what do you think is the value in having this space to have this cultural exchange between Indigenous peoples from different parts of the world?
Yeah, as I mentioned, creating that global Indigenous alliance is really important, especially nowadays. A lot of our people are looking at decolonising ways because the ways of now aren't working for our people, and we see that with negative statistics and even stereotypes, and it's like they do not reflect our people and our communities whatsoever. So I think working with one another is really important to create a better future, really. And as I said, the old ways are the new ways. Yeah,
just supporting what Derek said. I think that seeing and experiencing different cultures would only strengthen our own knowledge on how to move forward. Looking at the past, looking at the past to build a better and brighter future.
Yeah, and what kinds of things are you looking forward to during this festival?
I think just listening, I'll take wisdom from anywhere, any place and space, and with the community here, from what I noticed last year, there's so much knowledge and wisdom that I can take back to my communities, to uplift and empower, in particular our young people, but also ways of listening and, co-collaborating and working with our elders, which I think you mob do amazing here. But I'm looking forward to the dances, and hearing that the drum, it's the best thing ever. I love the drum and the singing, just the vocals, the dance, all of it, yeah. Bless.
Yeah, probably the dancing and the music. Being a didgeridoo player myself, I love the music side of things, so I'm pretty open to learning as well, and I guess learning what are the differences between our cultures, but also trying to find what are the similarities as well. So I think just the whole experience in general, and whatever comes my way, I'll be hopefully happy to take in.
Awesome. Yeah, well, thanks so much for chatting, Derek and Michael. And yeah, the Manito Ahbee Festival is all weekend, so if you're in town, be sure to come down. Thanks, back to you.
We're always looking for your feedback or story ideas. Here's how to continue the conversation. Don't be shy. If you have a story you want to share, send us an email to news@aptn.ca. To read and watch our stories you may have missed, go to aptnnews.ca. You can also follow along with us on TikTok, YouTube, LinkedIn, and X. We look forward to hearing from you. Stick around, because when we return, we'll tell you all about a talented group on the East Coast who is sharing their language through music. We'll be right back. Over on the East Coast, St. John's 15, Charlottetown 18 with clouds. To the north, Inuit 6, Nain 1 with clouds. Southern Quebec, Quebec City 21, St. Jovite 21 as well. Southern Ontario, Ottawa 19, London 24. Northern Ontario, Wawa 21, Thunder Bay 14 with clouds. Northern Manitoba, Churchill 0, God's Lake 5. Southern Manitoba, Gimli 9, Winnipeg 14. Southern Saskatchewan, Yorkin 13, Regina with cloud 8+. Stony Rapids 8, Buffalo Narrows 6 with clouds. Northern Alberta, Fort Chipewyan 9+, Peace River 9 with clouds. Alberta South, Calgary 7, Medicine Hat 6. Southern BC, Vancouver 9, Kamloops 9 as well. East Lake 1, Smithers 5. Old Crow 5, Mayo 6 with a little bit of cloud. Northwest Territories, Swati 12, Fort Simpson 11. Inuvik 0, Colville Lake 3 with some clouds. Baker Lake -1, Chesterfield -2. Nunavut, Igloolik -2, Arctic Bay +1. We now take you to Vancouver, where APTN's Tina House joins us with some special guests who have found a way to incorporate traditional language into beautiful harmonies.
Tansay. We're here at Spanish Banks in the traditional territory of the Musqueam, Squamish, and Tsleil-Waututh. Joining me this evening is my girl, and we're so proud to have you here to join us on our show. Starting with Cher Miracle, nice to see you.
Great to see you again. Yeah, well, thanks for having us.
Absolutely. Renai Morriso, nice to see you.
Great to see you too, Tina.
And Kelsey Wavy, nice to see you.
Hi, nice to see you again, Tina.
So let's start with you, Renai. How long has this group been going for?
Oh, my girl's been going for over 20 years. We're an urban Indigenous women's group that sings songs that have been gifted to us and songs that I've composed. And it's a collective, so there's a variety of my girls that join and sing with me.
Beautiful. Sherry, you've been with the group now a number of years.
No, I haven't actually. It's been just over a year and a half, I think. Yeah, I relocated from Ontario to here, and Renai graciously asked me to join, and I was like, yes! Chomped at the bit. Absolutely love it. It's very grounding, very spiritual. It's beautiful, yeah. Amazing. I love sharing this music with people.
And you've made the West Coast your home. You've been busier than ever.
I've been busier than ever, yeah. It was a good move. Been doing tons of theater, a little bit of film, a little bit of TV, and lots of singing. Yeah, still doing my jazz stuff. My piano player will come out and join me, and yeah, it's been awesome.
Amazing. Yeah. Kelsey, how long have you been with the group now?
I think I started singing with my girl in 2020. Jennifer Brousseau actually was the one who invited me to come sing with the group after we had done some theater work together. So yeah, really grateful for her. Shout out to Jen. And yeah, I've just been singing with y'all ever since. Yeah, thank you, Renai.
Yeah, it's been great.
Amazing. You told me about a really cool project that you're working on right now. Can you tell us more about that?
Yeah, so I'm a theater practitioner. Mainly, I do like a little bit of theater and film. And one of my most recent projects that I'm really excited about is called the Climate Disaster Project, which sounds really scary, but it's actually been really joyful. The University of Victoria and some of the students there have been gathering all of these interviews of people in different experiences with climate disasters. Some of the really ones that you might have known about are the ones that happened in Lytton, also Fort McMurray, also the floods out in Abbotsford here in BC. And yeah, we've gathered all these stories, and now we're going to put them together and make a theater piece about it to help open people's eyes to the impacts of climate change.
What a very powerful message to get across in such a cool way. Yeah, sounds amazing. Renai, what have you been up to lately?
Well, I directed these two amazing women on a show by Frances Concan called Women of the Fur Trade. So we do theater together, and I'm working on a feature film and kind of hanging out with my grandson and composing music. So I'm in the process of putting my CD together, so I'm really excited about that.
Incredible. Well, we're so excited to have you on our show today and looking forward to your performances coming up.
The next song that I would love to share with you is a song called O Geta Dis, and it was composed by myself and Deborah Littlejohn. Deborah Littlejohn is from the Skonan First Nation, and she's teaching me how to speak Soto. So what I'm saying is stories and songs that map our lands and waters. Thank you, long ago elders, for your words of hope and love.
Oh my gosh, that was so beautiful. Thank you, Tina House and team, and thank you to the singers. That's all the time we have for our midday Tuesday newscast for May 21st. Make sure to join our host Dennis Award for the afternoon edition of APTN National News, where we will have more brand new stories for you. Hi, miigwech, masicho. Thank you for watching.